There are a lot of resellers out there right now that are telling you that we are in the midst of the summer slowdown. For me, it is the summer spectacular. Golf clubs are selling very reliably right now. If you are an experienced reseller or a new reseller and are afraid or have not dipped your toe into the used golf club market, I highly suggest that you watch this video, learn something about used golf clubs, and that way you can start sourcing used golf clubs to get you through your summer slowdown. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel. If you are new here, please take a minute and like and subscribe. If this video teaches you anything, the goal behind this video is to walk you through my top 10 sales so far for the month of July. I normally do this once every week, but my sales have been terrible this month, and I think it is largely due to a customer return that put a bunch of my funds on hold that I have a completely separate video on that I will link at the end of this video. But since that hold has been removed and my account has been freed up, I have been selling very rapidly over the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to break down my top 10 sales, all of which are golf related. So if you are an experienced reseller, if you are a new reseller, or if you are someone that's struggling with the summer slowdown, take a look at these items and you can see what my net income is. I'm going to show everything to you. I'm not going to hold anything as far as information back, so you can get a very real, true, and honest look at what you can make selling used golf clubs on eBay. Okay, coming in at number 10 this week is this Callaway Sure Out 2 58 degree women's wedge. I bought this at a PGA store for $43.29. Women's clubs are something that you want to keep your eye out for. Think about all the men out there that are trying to get their wives and or girlfriends to play golf with them, or at least get into the game. So you're not going to find very many of these on the used market, but when you do, always snatch them up. I bought this for $43.29. Ended up selling this for $80 even, so net return on this $14.32. Okay, next up is probably my favorite find so far this month. This is a Ping right-handed 56 degree wedge. This is an older wedge that I found at a Goodwill. You always want to take a look for name brands at Goodwill because it's always going to be worth it. You want to look for Ping, Callaway, Titleist, Miura. If you find a Miura at a Goodwill, please let me know because that's an insane find. But purchase price on this was $5.95. Sold this for $39.99. Net return on this is $18.92, which is an ROI of 318%. So that is an awesome flip as far as ROI goes. And if you can't tell, I'm a big Ping fan. Any Ping club that you find retains their value so exceptionally well, and that's what makes it one of my favorite brands to find. All right, number 8 this week is this Cobra Rad Speed Hybrid. I bought this from a PGA store for $54.11. The unique thing about this hybrid is that it is part of the One Length series. So when Bryson DeChambeau, who is a professional golfer, was on the PGA Tour and sponsored by Cobra, he decided to popularize having all the clubs in his bag be the same length so that his swing would not have to change depending on what club he chose. This lasted a very short amount of time. He's now making his own clubs and he's playing on the Live Tour currently. But this club I've had since March. I was very happy to see it go. I took a best offer of $90 on this club, which gives me a net return of $20.37 and an ROI of 38%. Not a really big ROI there, but I'm really happy to see this club go as I've had it since March of this year. Okay, this next golf club is actually a Titleist driving iron. Titleist is another brand name that you want to keep your eye out for. Driving irons generally have a graphite shaft in them, and they're going to be either a 3, 2, or 1 iron. That is a standalone iron, not in a set itself. I bought this at the PGA Tour Superstore. I bought it for $152.05. I did buy this by using store credit for another used iron set that I exchanged to the PGA Tour Superstore. If you don't know, the PGA Tour Superstore offers 90 days of playability, and what that is a 90-day return policy that if you buy a used golf club and do not like it, as long as you bring it back within 90 days in the same condition, they will give you store credit in that amount to then put towards another buy that is of equal or greater value. They don't give you any money back. So I brought an iron set back that I should not have bought because I bought it in a hurry, do not check comps on it, and then brought it home and saw that I was not going to make any money on it. So I brought it back, used the exchange policy, turned it into this driving iron. I sold the driving iron for $225 even on a best offer. I ended up making $24.38, which is only an ROI of 16%, but I did turn a bad buy into $24, which I'm super thankful for. If you are someone that's looking to get into selling used golf clubs, I highly recommend that you start at the PGA store. That way you can take advantage of this 90-day policy. If you buy something and it does not sell, you can always turn it back in and get another club so that you don't lose your money and add a golf club to your death pile of things that is not selling. This next club is a putter. This is a Sabertooth white ice putter that I found at the PGA Tour Superstore for $26.99. I sold this for $74.99, which is a net return of $26.48 and an ROI of 98%. What I want to stress here is that putters are my bread and butter. If you think about golf, there's 18 holes. Every hole has a green, and that green is where you use your putter, and putting is generally where you will gain a ton of strokes and where golfers will trade out their putter in order to improve their game quite often. So putters are my favorite thing to buy and flip and play around with myself before I do sell them. So if you are looking to get into selling used golf clubs, I would focus in on putters first. There are extremely expensive putters out there that go for $500 plus, depending on the shaft and the grip and the make. So there are plenty of options out there if you can find them, and they are always in high demand. They're probably my fastest selling item that I have in my inventory by far. Okay, this next club is also a putter. This is a Cleveland putter that I bought for $24.99. I sold it for $74.99. Not a lot to add here as far as knowledge goes, other than Cleveland putters are a lower valued brand compared to your Ping, Titleist, Callaway, and so forth. So I ended up selling this and getting a net return of $30.02 and an ROI of 120%. And I really don't have anything else to say about this putter. I'm actually really excited to talk to you about this next sale. So this was two clubs, a driver and a 3-wood that I bought for $24.99. In full transparency, I bought the driver for $24.99. The 3-wood is a club that I had from a previous sale in a bag that I got for free. So I already made my money back on other clubs that I got with that free bag. This was one that was left over. So I decided to bundle them. I sold this for $113.74, which gives me an ROI of 157% and a net return of $39.34. But what you will see on this screen is that I did get a charge from UPS in the amount of $21.16, which was absolutely painful. I ship generally any club in a 40 by 4 by 4 box. Because this was a driver, I generally sell this in a box that comes to me at 48 by 6 by 6 that I cut down to 47 inches. I had trouble getting it in there, so this was 48 inches even. But what you will find if you are shipping through UPS is that they find any excuse to make a box length above 48 inches. So this was right on the mark of 48 inches. This was probably my fault for not boxing it more efficiently, but they told me that this was actually over 48 inches, so they changed it to 49, which hit me with a nasty $21.16 upcharge for shipping. So word to the wise, if you are shipping drivers, make sure that they are under 48 inches. I would argue get them to 46 inches if possible when it's fully packed up and in the box, or you're going to get hit with a nasty back charge from UPS. So that shipping conversation leads us right into this next club, which is another Ping putter. This is actually a broomstick putter. So this putter is 50 inches long. So I made sure to charge, I think, $40 on shipping for this club. I bought this for $23.99, sold it for $120 even for a best offer. I originally had this listed for $150, but started negotiating with someone and came down to $120. Net return for me, $39.74, which was 166% ROI. And I did make sure that I did not get hit with a shipping charge here, which thankfully I did not. And shipping was actually quite expensive for the buyer. I'm actually only now realizing that some of the most valuable flips that I've had this month so far are Ping clubs, and more specifically Ping putters. And I just so happened to be wearing a Ping hat, and I promise you that that was not pre-planned at all. But if there is a common theme that you've seen so far through this video, it's that used ping clubs sell very well. This is a Karsten Answer 5 ping putter. I bought this for $44.58. I sold it for $164.99. That's a net return of $81.83 and an ROI of 184%. So moral of the story is used ping clubs sell well. If you see them in a Goodwill or any other thrift store, always pick them up, because I guarantee that you will more than likely be able to make quite a pretty penny on a flip there. And my best net return this week, as my dog busts into the office here. You want to say hello to everybody? This is Finley. She's a German short-hair pointer. She is my assistant when it comes to reselling on eBay. Was this Hanma iron set here. So this is a Hanma iron set. Hanma is a Japanese golf brand. This is the 4-iron all the way through pitching wedge, which in Hanma terms is a 10 iron. I bought this at a PGA store for $156.75. I sold this for $295 even at a best offer. Net return here was $82.37, which is an ROI of 53%. You want to be very specific with Hanma irons because the model names are so distinct and unique. This is a TW737VN iron set, so just be sure if you ever come across a Hanma set out there to get the model number correct, because it vastly changes based off of one number as far as the value goes for a Hanma driver and or iron set. Okay, so all in this month, I currently for net income have made $454, which is very low. I'm shooting for $1,000 a month, which I achieved last month. But like I said at the opening of this video, I truly think that my sales, or at least listings, were throttled by the algorithm due to a return that I had that ended up being completely resolved by eBay, and I did not have to return anything. I did do a whole video on what that return entailed, what it looked like as far as my sales impact was, and I'll link that at the end of this video. But I truly believe with the 10 or so days that I have left in this month that I should be able to catch up and hit my $1,000 net income mark, because I have quite a few iron sets that I'm going to make some aggressive offers out there for, and hopefully drive up my net income total to get to $1,000. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. For the few people that made it all the way through this video, thank you. I truly appreciate you. And I hope that if you're sourcing this week, that you hit an absolute hole-in-one, that you find something truly exceptional that you can flip for a ton of money. But until I see you again next week, be safe out there.